Greetings everyone, I'm Alex and this is the Mind Ranks channel. On this channel, we do practical philosophy. We break down stuff that actually makes your life better, stuff you can grab, apply right now and see real results. Today, I'm putting together a tier list of men's hobbies. I've rounded up 24 popular hobbies and I'm dropping them into 5 tiers. Let's run through what each level means. The bottom tier, I call it rock bottom. This is where the actual diagnoses go. Hobbies with a straight up terrible effect, often terminal, they'll wreck your psyche and your life. Next up, the grey zone. These are crutches. They mask the emptiness in your life, have destructive consequences, and keep you stuck in mediocrity. Then we've got man's classics. Solid activities to detox and switch gears. But there are some catches, I'll break those down as we go. Next is level up. These hobbies make you smarter, colder, and more dangerous to your competition. Genuinely useful stuff that gives you an edge. And finally, the best of the best, top 1%. These are the hobbies that make you physically and financially bulletproof. If you're into these, you're in the top 1% of men. Let's dive in. First up, cooking. In my book, cooking is 100% man's classics. A guy who can't handle a good cut of meat, sear a steak, or at least feed himself, that's not a man, that's a grown child. If you can't cook, if you're ordering DoorDash every night or begging your mom, girlfriend, or wife to make you food because you're helpless in the kitchen, that's straight up embarrassing. Every man should know how to cook. Every man should know how to handle meat. If you don't, sorry, but you're not a man. Next, collecting. Collecting goes straight to the grey zone. Why? Because collecting is just hoarding dead capital. You're freezing your cash in plastic figures, sneakers, Funko Pops, all of it sitting on a shelf gathering dust. You're dropping money just to get another piece, to feel some fake superiority because you've got rare stuff nobody else has. But what's the actual revenue? Zero. You're just piling up junk and wasting your focus on nothing useful. Next, betting and gambling. Gambling is 100% rock bottom. Why? Because betting and gambling are the ultimate tax on stupidity. People think they're gonna make bank, or they're just throwing spare cash and time into the void. All they're doing is sponsoring the bookies. You will never win long term. It's rigged from the start. They tell themselves it's just a hobby, but it's a full-blown addiction that destroys lives. They degrade, spiral down, and turn their existence into a nightmare. Next, team sports. Team sports, also man's classics. Think basketball, pick up football with the boys. Great way to blow off steam, compete, feel that team chemistry and brotherhood. But there's a big catch. Injuries. I've seen tons of friends blow out knees, tear Achilles, and get knocked out of work for months. So yeah, team sports are solid, but you need the right approach, proper technique, good gear, and common sense. Next, DIY and handiwork. Hands-on work, also man's classics. Fixing a leaky faucet, wrenching on your car, woodworking. It's a great dopamine detox and keeps you grounded. But there's a massive downside. If you're doing it just because you enjoy it, awesome. But the second you're doing it because you're too cheap to hire a pro who do it better and faster, you've crossed the line. Your time should be valuable enough that you can delegate that stuff. I like tinkering too, but it shouldn't turn into you being a cheapskate who does everything half-assed just to save a buck. That's not a hobby, that's degradation. Next, online debates. Oh man, speaking of degradation, this is 100% rock bottom. Arguing with strangers on the internet, trying to prove your point, you're just working as a free clown in someone else's comment section. No sane person does that. If you're actually confident in your views, you don't need to convince anyone. People who argue are usually insecure about their own positions. Confident people don't waste time proving things, they already know. Next, poker. Poker goes into level up. At its core, poker is intellectual work, probabilities, pot odds, reading bluffs, emotional control. It trains you to hide your tells and read other people. It's a killer simulator for risk management and keeping your cool. But only if you play for chips, not real cash. The second you play for money, you drop straight into rock bottom, because then it's just gambling with extra steps. Play for fun, sharpen your mind. That's level up. Next, extreme sports. Extreme sports, grey zone, skydiving, base jumping, train surfing, all of it burns your dopamine receptors to zero. People risk their lives for 10 seconds of thrill. Why? Because they can't find meaning in their boring daily grind, so they chase adrenaline like junkies. It's pointless, stupid risks for a cheap high. Call it what it is, adrenaline addiction. Next, sound production. And this includes playing instruments. I'll put in level up. It's creating intellectual property, boosting your creativity. I see zero downsides here. You grow as a creator, you make something original. It's yours. Great hobby, totally non-destructive, and it actually develops you. Next, our practical philosophy. 100% a top 1%. Why? Practical philosophy isn't reading dusty old philosophers like Kant. It's treating your mind and your life like a machine, clearing out mental garbage, setting strict protocols, learning to hack reality with concrete tools. While others are crying that life's unfair, you're working on yourself, applying the system, and taking what's yours. This is the highest level of control over your life. Only 1% of men ever get there. Next, self-defense. Self-defense, 100% level up. Great foundation for character. Knocks the ego down, gives you a reality check, teaches you to take a hit. I don't put it in top 1% for one reason only: high risk of head trauma or injuries that can sideline you from work. Other than that, it's an amazing hobby. Every guy should try at least one martial arts session in his life. Next, hunting. Hunting, 100% rock bottom, clinical diagnosis. What's the point of hunting in the 21st century when there's a grocery store around the corner? Killing a living creature for fun, that's not a hobby, that's psychopathy. You sit in a bush with a thermal scope waiting to shoot something that can't shoot back. It's for guys with inferiority complexes trying to feel like predators. In reality, they're just sadists. Unless you're in a survival situation, which you're not, hunting is just cruelty. Next, bodybuilding. Top 1%. There's a saying, it's a shame for a man to grow old without ever seeing his body at its peak. Bodybuilding is pure discipline math. You're building the architecture of your own physique. You can't fake it, buy it, or finance it. It's the foundation for everything else. Yeah, you can make money, buy stuff, but you can't buy a ripped body. That takes hard work and self-discipline. And you can't fake that. It keeps you honest with yourself and everyone else. Next, anime. Anime, rock bottom, no question. Escaping reality and your problems through drawn Japanese schoolgirls is a death sentence for your life. If you're over 18 and you're discussing deep meanings in anime or using anime avatars, you've lost the evolutionary game. I've got nothing else to say. Next, sports shooting. Sports shooting, man's classics. It's decent for focus and adrenaline control, hone some skills, but globally, it's just an expensive way to poke holes in paper. Not harmful, but not life-changing either. Neutral hobby, if you like it, go for it. Next, tattoos. Tattoos, grey zone, a crutch with destructive consequences. Why do people get ink? Because they're compensating for lack of inner depth with external decorations. They've got nothing to show for achievements, so they turn themselves into a coloring book. Tattoos are a clear marker that something's off psychologically. They can't go any higher. Next, gaming. Gaming, also grey zone. Grown men spending thousands of hours leveling up a pixel character while their real character is a slouched office worker with a beer gut and $0 in savings. Isn't that pathetic? Being a grown dude and bragging about your rank in Dota, that's admitting you're useless in the real world. Gaming is for losers who've given up on achieving anything in life. Next, learning languages. Learning languages, level up. It's literally hacking the information field. You stop consuming low-quality translated content and go straight to original sources. It's a massive competitive advantage. You can travel anywhere, feel at home everywhere, and you're not dependent on one location or mentality. You become a citizen of the world. Powerful stuff. Next, sport fishing. Sport fishing, man's classics. Fishing should be catch and release, pure sport, excitement, and meditation. You sit by the water, chill out, catch a trophy, take a pic, and let it go. The fish survives and you reboot your brain. But guys who haul home buckets of tiny carp for their wives to clean, that's not fishing, that's Stone Age foraging. Just go to the supermarket. Next, road trips and expeditions. Road trips and expeditions level up. They expand your perspective. It's a pure test of how your psyche handles unpredictability because nothing ever goes as planned. How you adapt, make decisions under uncertainty, that's what counts. Broadens your horizons, builds survival skills. Awesome hobby, I approve. Next, intellectual games. Intellectual games, chess, strategy board games also level up. They're trainers for strategy, social engineering, and storytelling. The more you practice, the more you can transfer those skills to real life. But if all you do is live in those games, wearing a wizard cloak, not showering, growing a neck beard, you've crossed from strategist to incel geek. Keep the balance. Next, bar culture. Bar culture, straight to grey zone. Let's call it what it is. Aesthetically packaged alcoholism. Knowing every whiskey brand doesn't make you classy. Being a self-proclaimed sommelier who can tell the vintage from a sip. That's just drunkery in a fancy wrapper. Alcoholism in any form is shameful and leads nowhere good. Zero upside. Next, photography and videography. Photo and video level up. Develops your taste, aesthetics, and teaches you to manage people's attention. While others consume content, you learn to create it, package meaning, study algorithms, and apply them. If you consistently develop this, you can convert it into real money and real achievements. Super practical hobby. Finally, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship as a hobby, 100% top 1%. Only a few people do this for fun. When your hobby is building sales funnels, launching bots, testing hypotheses, building systems, your game is played in real conversions, real revenue, real assets. Achievements are measured in zeros in your bank account and companies built. It's gamified life on hard mode, and it's the best thing ever. Huge respect to anyone whose hobby is building businesses. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope the tier list turned out interesting, ideally useful. Hit like, subscribe to the channel. It will help the video reach people who really need it. In the comments, you can suggest ideas for what other video I should make. Maybe another tier list topic, or maybe we'll break down some serious topic not in tier list format. In general, I'm waiting for your ideas. See you.